Hi everyone, here's another episode from our series Fuse It with Petra Kaiser, right from our studio here in Cape Coral, Florida. This is a quick tutorial on preparing and working with Cullet. In this tutorial I will show you how to use Cullet in 3 different ways. A. Pebbles, B. Mold-free shape creations, and C. Casting a sphere pendant. Lean back, enjoy, and hopefully one or the other idea is new to you. As you can see in our samples, you can make pebbles, dots, or nuggets, any size and any shape you want. For the bigger nuggets, you should stack 2 or 3 pieces. Little rectangles can fuse to jelly beans. Little squares will fuse to perfect round dots. This is due to the 6 mm rule. Glass heated to a full fuse will flow until it reaches a thickness of 6 mm or 1/4 inch. Today I chose Wissmach 9614 Reactive Blue and 9608 String of Pearls Cullet. When you fuse them together, they create a third color since they are reactive. I cleaned and prepared the cullet as I have shown in my previous video here on our YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so yet. I will fire my pebbles in the 9" by 9" Fuse-It kiln. Therefore I chose an 8" by 9" Kaiser board kiln shelf and covered it with a new piece of papyrus shelf paper. When you fire your glass at the right temperature, your pebbles will come out clean. No kiln wash or paper residue. I chose mostly smaller pieces of cullet and sort the bigger pieces into a clean cup. Some pieces I cut again with my favorite wheel nippers. The single layer cullet can be placed fairly close, but I spread them a bit further when I use double or triple layers. Yes, you're right, the idea of making dots or pebbles is not new. I have shown them in my book Introduction to Glass Fusing, and so have several other authors in their books. But what is special in this video is the mishap I'm going to reveal to you. Yes, I fired them too high and too long, since I forgot to set the timer and kept working on the second and third part of this video. They are all perfect dots, no jelly beans, no nuggets, and they are not clean on the back. Now I have to clean them all with a diamond hand pad if I want to use them in the project. Bummer. In this next project I want to show you how to fuse shapes, forms and figures without the use of molds. You can draw an outline directly on a piece of shelf paper, or you can try it this way. I printed the tree and the star on paper, cut them and transferred the outline with a pencil to the craft foam. Then I used a craft knife and cut out the shapes. I also cut pieces of shelf paper about the size of the craft foam. To keep it from sliding, I fix one side of the foam with a piece of scotch tape to the shelf paper. Kaiser board gives me the option to use several small shelves instead of one big shelf. I find this helpful with these type of projects. This way I don't distort the previous ones when working on the next. To apply the cullet or frit, you also need a clean paintbrush, a pair of tweezers and a spoon. A pair of mosaic cutters comes in handy as well. The cullet in the cups is washed, dried and hammered to get a variety of frit sizes. Next, glue a small piece of fiber paper onto the shelf paper. This way you make sure you will have a hole in the right spot to attach a cord or band. Now you can start to fill in your frit. Make sure that you have at least 2 layers with a bigger size frit and about 3 layers with a thin frit. Do not cover the fiber paper with glass. Lean back and watch closely while I fill the stencils with frit in fast motion. You might have guessed it, the foam does not go in the kiln, and you can use it again and again. You may also use a little bit of hairspray to keep the frit from moving on the way to the kiln. When you fire those frit ornaments, you will be able to get different texture by adjusting the target temperature. For more texture, fire it not higher than 1400 degrees Fahrenheit or 760 degrees Celsius. For smoother surface, go up to 1430 Fahrenheit or 776 degrees Celsius, or a bit higher. What I actually want to say, use the temperature in your kiln as a design tool for your final piece. In our final project today, we will show you how to cast a sphere pendant with Kaiser board. Look at this list to see which materials we used to make the half-sphere pendant. Besides the Kaiser board components and the papyrus paper, we will need the Wissmach Cullet, which I cleaned and hammered into smaller frit-size pieces. Before I can fill my mold with Cullet, I have to prepare it. First, I place a piece of shelf paper on a Kaiser board kiln shelf. Then use a 1/2-inch wide strip to cover the sides of the disc mold. This will prevent the glass not just from sticking to the board, but also eliminates the need for cold working. By placing a strip of craft foam, I divide the disc in 2 parts. Now I can fill the mold with my Cullet-frit pieces, about a 1/2 inch, definitely not higher than my paper strips on the side of the mold. On one side of the foam I used the coarse pieces of Wissmach 9606 pale green, and on the other side I use a mix of clears and blues in a smaller size frit. As you will see in the final piece, it will result in uneven thickness. To create the hole for a cord or a wire bail, I strategically place a small piece of fiber paper, and I make sure that I have enough frit all the way around the fiber paper. Before you place your setup in the kiln for firing, please remove the foam strip. After the first cast firing, you can leave the pendant as is, or you can place it back in the mold and fill the lower side with more of the same frit or just clear. The papyrus paper is a bit soft after the first firing, but if you are careful, you can use it a second time for the refill. I decided to keep the disc as is and shape it to a half sphere over a dome mold to give it more dimension. So this was it for the Cullet video. Please visit our website kaiserly.com for more information, and if you like, purchase some of our products. We always appreciate your support. Thanks for watching.